Hatman Strikes Back, Daily Boxing News. In this video, I'm going to address some comments from Turki Alalshikh. In order to combat illegal streaming of boxing pay-per-view shows, he wants to bring down pay-per-view prices. He thinks that will make people less likely to illegally stream. In a conversation with TalkSport, he said, quote, "You mentioned the pay-per-view. I think this is my next big fight, and I want your advice also. I dream of a pay-per-view with a good price to make the fans happy and subscribe and get them to watch it legally. Usually when I see a high pay-per-view, a lot of people go and watch the fight illegally, and this is not healthy for boxing and the platform. What I will try to push is to have our Riyadh season shows at less than £20 in England and less than $20 around the world. I would prefer to have 1 million fans subscribe and buy the pay-per-view for £20 than less than 500,000 for £40. The people go around it illegally because the price is high. In future, this will not build boxing. If I give the fans good fights at a good price, then I will increase the fan base. The card opening Riyadh season in October, Beterbiev versus Bivol, I decided to sell it for £15 to the UK and $15 around the world." So those are the words of Turki Alalshikh. Now, a pay-per-view price cap of £20 or $20 sounds great in principle, but there could be a catch. And the catch is they end up doing more pay-per-views, as in shows that are maybe not up to the standard of the Riyadh season cards we've seen so far, also being put behind a pay-per-view paywall to make up for the fact that the price they're charging for the genuinely high-quality shows has been slashed. As it stands right now, every single Riyadh season show has been pay-per-view. Correct me if I'm wrong. They've all been pay-per-view. The problem I have with that is that DAZN marketed themselves from the very beginning as the pay-per-view killers. DAZN was supposed to be the Netflix of sport. Incidentally, Netflix are actually now starting to show live sport. They've got this silly Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight coming up, and that's not pay-per-view. Correct me if I'm wrong. They've also got some NFL games. Go look it up. They've got some live NFL games on Netflix now. Not that many, but they've got a few coming up. And those are going to be included in your standard Netflix subscription cost. DAZN seem to have completely abandoned this model, if they were ever sincere about adopting it in the first place. It sounded like a fantastic thing. Imagine just paying whatever, £15 a month, $20 whatever a month, and all your boxing is on there. All the shows that ordinarily would be pay-per-view, you get them as part of your subscription cost. Happy days. As great as the Saudis have been in making the fights we want to see, the volume of pay-per-views seems to be increasing. There's actually very little worth watching as far as boxing on DAZN that isn't pay-per-view now. So you're paying your monthly subscription, which is God knows what in the UK at this point, £25, £30, and then you're going to pay a pay-per-view charge on top of that on a regular basis if you want access to boxing that's actually worth watching. A compromise would be to offer a discount for DAZN subscribers. Let's say you've been subscribed for, I don't know, more than 3 months in a row, and there's a pay-per-view coming up. Why not offer it to you for half price? Surely that's a reasonable compromise. Now, in the US, it's unclear whether this proposed pay-per-view price reduction would also be implemented. If it is going to be implemented, that would be a massive deal for US boxing fans. That really would be a game changer for them. In the UK, it's not much of a reduction. It's a bit of a reduction, but it's nothing dramatic. Whereas in the US, it would be incredible, actually. Their pay-per-views are regularly at least $50. I mean, that's on the cheap end. More commonly $70, $75, $80. If DAZN started making all their US pay-per-views $20, crazy. That really would get a lot more people watching boxing on a regular basis in America. So watch this space. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below.